Well, it is amazing what 48 hours will do in Indiana. Hello and welcome everyone to the Athenian Athletic Complex at Crawfordsville High School for tonight's Sagamore Athletic Conference baseball matchup. The host, Crawfordsville Athenians, will be taking on the visiting Bruins of Tri-West in the rubber match of the home and home series in the Sagamore Athletic Conference. If you were not with us earlier this week on Tuesday evening, your Athenians were victorious over the Tri-West Bruins by the score of 13-9. Pretty competitive contest through most of the way until the fourth inning, when the Athenians exploded for 9 runs in the top half of the fourth inning off of the Bruins to pretty well set the game down the path of a victory for the Athenians. Officially 13 runs, 9 hits, and 2 hits for the Athenians on Tuesday evening. The win goes to Cam Saunders, who threw 4 complete innings, giving up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, walking 2 and striking out 8. Will Kellerman and Josh Blackburn closed the door in the latter 3 innings. Again, the Athenians were able to pound out 9 hits on the evening, led at the plate by the junior center fielder Josh Blackburn, who went 3 for 4 on the evening with 2 runs scored. He's been doing a really nice job at the plate all season long. Also collecting hits were Carson Scott, Owen Bennett, Cam Saunders, Cale McCarty, Nate Fitzwater, all swinging the bats pretty well on Thursday night. A very chilly night over at Tri-West High School. Well, this past Tuesday was the opening night of the 2018 Sagamore Athletic Conference baseball schedule. All 8 teams were in action on a very, very chilly night. I actually made my way over to Western Boone to do a little scouting, a little watching of games, and watched Lebanon defeat Western Boone by the final score of 8-1. Pretty competitive game until about the 5th inning, and Lebanon put a couple across to make it 4-1 in the 5th inning, and then put 2 more across in the 6th and a couple more in the 7th to kind of put that game out of reach. A little bit of a surprise coming from Frankfort, where Frankfort defeated Danville 5-1. Danville, one of the preemptive favorites possibly for the Sagamore Athletic Conference this year, as Frankfort defeated Danville 5-1. Christian Lopez threw a complete game for the Hot Dogs, struck out 8. And if you have not seen or heard about Danville's offense this season, their offense is going to be one of their strong suits and be something that's going to be pretty consistent for them. But the way that the Hot Dog Hurler was able to shut down the Warriors on Tuesday night was quite a surprise to many teams. And then, as many of you probably read, at least in the Montgomery County area, the Southmont Mounties defeated the North Montgomery Chargers 3-2 on Tuesday evening. No, not more than likely most of you are probably not following me on Twitter, but I have seen, and I posted on Tuesday night after watching the game and seeing the scores, this is going to be one of the very best conference seasons in a long time. Top to bottom, this may be the best the conference has been in a really long time. Not diminishing any of the squads that have come through, obviously, here at Crawfordsville, but there have been some years where the conference has been pretty lean down at the bottom. But from top to bottom, every single coach has said that there's no guaranteed win any night in the conference. Every game is going to be a battle, and it's shaping up to be that way, which is awesome for all the teams, and just makes for a great season that helps going into the tournament as well. Let's get to the starting lineups for tonight's rubber match here at Crawfordsville High School. First, let's get the starting lineups for the visiting Tri-West Bruins, who are coached by Mr. Ryan Oppie. Their current record is 2-1 on the young season. Leading off and playing center field will be number 6, Carter Cooper. They are all seniors as well, the 9 starters for the Tri-West Bruins. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 2, Lucas Gooden. Batting third, the starting catcher, 22, Derek Wagner. Batting cleanup will be tonight's starting pitcher, number 15, Jarrett Roseboom. Batting fifth will be right fielder number 34, Mason Cox. Batting 7th, the first base number 10, Zach Waters. Batting 7th, number 31, the third baseman, Levi Jackson. Batting 8th, the second baseman, number 3, Tanner Freege. And batting 9th, the designated hitter, number 26, Ryan Vershave. He is hitting fielder number 24, Quentin Cooper. Bruins come in also as one of the favorites, is the school that won our sectional last season. They have now moved sectionals for the next 2 years, but they were the sectional champ from sectional 25 last year. Very senior-laden team. Again, all 9 of their starters are seniors. Very highly touted group of seniors. Sent an email to Coach Ryan Oppie earlier this week to get some words about his seniors. We'll talk about them as we see them throughout the evening. But a pretty solid group that Tri-West had some pretty high hopes with. Obviously, a year ahead last year, winning the sectional last year and coming in second place in the conference in the finish. Now for the starting lineups for your Crawfordsville. Leading off and playing center will be number 2, Josh Blackburn. Batting second and playing second will be number 5, Carson Scott. Batting third and pitching, tonight's starting pitcher is number 34, Austin Warren. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, number 21, Will Kellerman. Batting fifth, the catcher, Owen Bennett. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 19, Sammy Riddle. He is hitting for the right fielder, number 6, Jake Decker. Batting seventh was Tuesday night's winning pitcher for the Athenians. He will be in left field tonight, number 24, Cam Saunders. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Cale McCarty, number 8. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 25, Cade Fitzwater. Your Athenians come into tonight's contest 5-1 on the young season, 1-0 in Sagamore Athletic Conference play. Again,
Here are your starting lineups.
the Southmont Mounties, the Crawfordsville Athenians, the Frankfort Hot Dogs, and the Lebanon Tigers, all victorious on Tuesday night in Sagamore Athletic Conference play, and all teams are in action this evening. Western Boone is at Lebanon. Southmont is at Montgomery, and Frankfort is at Danville. And obviously here tonight, as you see the starting lineups for both teams being announced by Dave Raynard. Tri-West Bruins are here at Crawfordsville. Yeah, amazing what a 48 hours will do when it comes to the weather. Very, very chilly evening for all baseball on Tuesday evening. A little windy here tonight. Yes, they set up to about 30 miles per hour at times. But much, much more conducive baseball weather here tonight at Crawfordsville High School. And as Dave Raynard has announced the starting lineups for your Crawfordsville Athenians. According to the Indiana High School Baseball Coaches Association, the Athenians are ranked tied for 4th in the state according to the coaches poll. They are not ranked in the Prep Baseball Report poll, which is, most no polls do not matter, but the checking on that earlier to make sure that Dave Raynard was giving the correct ranking for tonight's contest. Again, great night for baseball as Dave Raynard will be playing momentarily our national anthem.
This evening's umpires are Mr. Bill Jones and Mr. Jerry Phelps. Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. At this time, the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation, the IHSAA, invite you to please stand and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America.
All right, it's a beautiful windy night here in Crawfordsville, but arguably probably the best night of the year for baseball here in Crawfordsville. We'll get the game time temperature from the official meteorologist of Crawfordsville Athletics, Dave Raynard, here in just a couple of minutes. I would venture to say that more than likely it is, I'd say probably in the 60s, wind probably going to be in the teens to upper 20s for tonight's contest. Again, first three batters that we will see for the Bruins in the top half of the first inning will be Cooper, Gooden, and Wagner. And there is a better top of the order, 1, 2, 3 in the conference. They are few and far between, as all three of these guys were three tough outs at the top of any order, as we will see all season long. Coach Roach made the comment in the paper, and after the game on Wednesday night, Tri-West has one of the lineups top to bottom that we will see all season long. So Tuesday night, Carter Cooper was 0 for 3. Usually this guy, when he gets on base, he's almost a guarantee to steal bases. Great speed, really good read off the bat as well. He's very aggressive on the base pass, makes things difficult for the pitcher and catcher, and especially the defense. Lucas Gooden, he's a left-handed hitter, right-handed kid, left-handed hitter. One of the best hitters I think we saw last year as a left-handed kid. Good contact guy. Well, really tries to look to push the ball the other way. He doesn't try to do too much. Really good at going, just hit it where he gets it, as they like to say. And the three-hole hitter Derek Wagner had a tremendous night on Tuesday night. 3 for 4 with a home run and an RBI and 3 runs scored. Just a tremendous presence. You look at guys baseball-wise, talk about the presence, and Derek Wagner for sure has really good presence, especially being the caddy for the Bruins. Leading off tonight's contest is Carter Cooper, senior starting center fielder for the Bruins. He was 0 for 3, did score 2 runs, and drew a walk. Struck out all 3 times on Tuesday evening. First pitch from Austin Warren is a fastball that is taken outside for ball 1. Next pitch is a foul ball. Got no video. Okay. The audio's still working. Okay. Yeah. Pitch from Cooper is taken high for the ball. So now joined by Mike Schubert. Nice to see you. Set at the Stars. An amazing difference for 48 hours as Cooper bounces a single up the middle for a base hit to get the Bruins' first base runner of the night. Did you go to the game Tuesday night over at Tri-House? Yes, I did. It's amazing how 48 hours have changed. I went to the Western Boone and Lebanon game. Do a little scouting and watching. Western Boone and Lebanon both got connections to both teams. And man, especially when you're out there where there's no blockage of the wind, it was chilly. As now the hitter is Lucas Gooden. Very chilly, yeah. We're due for this kind of weather though for a while. We are, but Indiana plays by its own rules, unfortunately. So Gooden, the left-handed hitting shortstop. His first pitch up and out for a ball. And one of the left-handed hitter, really tough out for the Tri-West Bruins. Again, they're 1, 2, and 3 hole hitters. Probably the top. I would venture to say the top 3 hitters, top 1, 2, 3 hitters in all the conference. They all do a great job. I agree with that. Yeah. They do a great job. As Gooden runs the count from 1 to 2-0. Again, Cooper, great speed at first base as well. Really aggressive, makes a lot of things happen. Pitch from Warren is up. Good throw by Bennett, and he's safe. Looked like he slid around the outside. Pretty good throw by Bennett. What you want from your scene when you see that throw coming. Really good throw. And Warren got a pretty good leg kick for Bennett to make up that time. Looked like the throw had beaten him, but again, a really good slide by Cooper's. Gets the 3-0 pitch called for a strike. They count 3-1. Warren's swing and a miss. Gooden takes a healthy hack on that 3-1 fastball. What you want to do, give that guy the green light, take a hard one. Absolutely. Pitch decision right here, full count, swing and a miss. Great pitch there by Warren to blow it by him for out number 1. Now probably the guy that the Athenians are going to be a little more careful with, I am sure, is the 3-hole hitting catcher Derek Wagner, who had quite a night on Tuesday night, going 3 for 4. Did have a home run and a...
Yeah, the big one at the end there, yeah.
Yes. Again, talk about his presence. He just has really good presence at the plate. His presence as a catcher. Austin Warren deadlift move, keeping Cooper close at second base.
Tell hell you got
Just a called strike on that outside corner for Warren for a strike. First pitch strikes are going to be huge for Austin tonight, getting ahead in the count, staying ahead. Another great pitch on that outside corner for strike 2, moving the count to 0-2. Cooper takes his scent. Curveball is going to be way outside. It's going to get by Bennett. And Cooper will move to third on the wild pitch by Austin Warren. Definitely a pitch you do not want to have on the plate, just a little bit too far outside for Bennett to handle. Pin count moves to 1-2. Again outside, Bennett has to work hard to get that one as well, moving it to 2-2.
Yeah, you can tell Austin's wanting to stay away from him, but he's got to get it back in the zone a little bit closer.
And the pitch for Warren cast a little bit inside. Will run the count full. One thing Warren really struggled with the 3-2 is it's high for ball 4 right down to first. Really a guy who don't want to make a mistake too anyway. It's a kid that, he'll, especially in which, if you, obviously the video might work if you're listening to us tonight, the wind is blowing out here at the Athenian complex, especially if you get something to left tonight. It is going to, it might get to the second or even the third row if you get enough of it here tonight. So now it's starting pitcher Jarrett Roseboom.
The pitcher is Jarrett.
He was 0 for 3 with a pair of walks and a pair of Ks on Tuesday evening. Another left-handed hitting here for the as Warren pumps in a fastball for a strike there on the outside corner. Good to see Austin come back out of the walk with a first pitch strike. That's huge. Cooper in third. Another fastball pumped in there for a strike to make the count 0-2. Again, because at first the courtesy runner Kai Ross, freshman utility player, is on first for the catcher Wagner. So Warren's 0-2 is smacked to the right side for a base hit. Dieting Fitzwater did get a glove on it, but that will score Cooper from third, giving the Bruins a 1-0 lead. And again, just walks will kill. Walk to get the guy to second base now. Cooper got on the single, obviously. The batter is now Nick Hawks. He starts him off with a curveball that stays high the ball. Pretty good 0-2 pitch. Not a little bit too much of the plate. Hawks takes a swing and a miss at that curveball.
If I remember right, when Mason pitched the first start of the game Tuesday night.
He did 3 to third innings for Cox as he will line a right to McCarty and short, makes the catch and will double off the freshman Ross at second for a double play.
No errors. It's strange too.
Yes, sir. Pitcher's best friend.
Yes, it is.
Double play works every time.
Yes, it is. So the Bruins do get a run on a pair of hits. There were no Athenian errors. So the Athenians will come up here in the bottom half of the first inning. I'd like to take this time to Crawfordsville baseball boosters. Would like to thank our first inning sponsor. That is Carson Jack Gutters. Carson Jack Gutters will be is our first inning sponsor for this evening. So Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters, Crawfordsville Athletics thanks Carson Jack Gutters for sponsoring tonight's first inning. Okay, first three batters for the Athenians in the first inning will be Blackburn, Scott, and Warren against the left-handed pitching Jarrett Roseboom. I believe, Mike, this might be his first pitching outing of the season. Looking up their stats here. Actually, I think he has one appearance, and he has a ERA of 12. He has pitched 2 1/3 innings. He's given up 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He's a left-handed pitcher for the Bruins. So you were actually at Tennessee. What was kind of your thinking of give us a little bit of a summary of kind of what you saw down in Tennessee?
A lot of water. It was very wet. Yeah. Yes. No, really, things started out well for us. Really, our pitching was really good in the first game. Cameron Saunders, I think he struck out 8. We got a 3-1 victory in the first game. Our bats came alive in the second game. We got 8 runs, shut a team out, and this was all between raindrops, but we get a good round. And the last game on Saturday was we got down to the final 4, and we ran into a buzzsaw there. So it's probably the best team down there.
Actually, as Josh Blackburn takes the first pitch and pops it up to center. 1 pitch, 1 out. Scoops the catch out in center field. Actually looked up on Max Preps that team was played Glenbard East or Glenbard North. And anyway, looked them up. They are ranked 3rd in the state of play and 90th in the country. Yeah. So this was a team. You look at their scores, and most of their games have not been close. They have been crushing people.
Tell me that, because that's so far, and they were, these properties were really good. We didn't have a good outing, we weren't. Our pitching wasn't really sharp, and so the hitting with it, but now we know why.
Carson Scott is now the batter. He takes the second pitch he sees for a called strike. Took a ball in the dirt on the first pitch of the at bat, and just took a fastball in the outside corner for a strike to even the count at 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Scott is a foul ball that's going to come back in. Waters tries to go over, and the wind is going to wreak havoc on some of those balls, especially if they get fouled down that first baseline. Waters had a play, but the wind played him. I think the ball played him a little bit, and the count now runs to 1-2. Ball there to Scott on the 1-2 pitch is taken for a ball. Count now runs to 2-2. Bottom of the first here at Crawfordsville High School. The Athenians down 1-0. 1 out here for Carson Scott. Here's the 2-2. Fouls off a tough pitch. 2 fastball low and away. Definitely a pitcher's pitch, but Carson did exactly what he's supposed to do and foul off a tough to strike pitch. And when I was watching the game a little bit in Tennessee, Mike, listening to you and Dan Oliver, you guys did a fantastic job, by the way, as Carson Scott takes another curveball inside to run the count full. Seemed like a lot of you guys were taking a lot of called third strikes.
Yes, there were. We made notice of that quite.
Carson Scott will line one down the right field line for a base hit. Looks like he's going to take 2.
Yeah.
Throw to second is not in time. Scott being aggressive out of the box, as Coach Froch likes to have. He tells those guys it's 2 out of the box until it's not. Carson Scott never hesitated rounding first base, so he is in there with a double. That's second base now with just one out. And that will bring up the pitcher for the Athenians, Austin Warren. Warren struggled a bit on Tuesday night. He was 0 for 5 with a strikeout. As he takes a ball high and outside, I'm sure he'll take 0 for 5 for the W anyway on Tuesday night. Again, tremendous night for baseball here at the Athenian Athletic Complex. Warren will foul that pitch off. Scott motion.
He had that one stolen all the way.
And I wasn't paying attention to if that was a hit and run called by Coach Froge or not. I know he likes to. Either, yeah. He does give certain guys the green light at second base if they can read it. That's
Carson will have it about whenever.
And you know what? There are times, especially against certain teams, where third base can sometimes be the easiest base to steal because of the fact that you're not held on. Austin takes another strike on the outside corner to run the count to 1-2. Some guys think it's easier to steal third than it is to steal second just because of the lack of attention paid and just being able to get a better lead. Warren will line a curveball foul down the left field line. Always enjoyed seeing left-handed pitchers, seeing that curveball being able to come into you, so you knew more often than not when to swing. If it was going to be down the in on the hand, you let it go, and if you obviously could see it coming across the heart of the plate, if they miss it off, take some high outside and run the count to 2-2. Stretch and the delivery. That ball is hit high into the air, deep to left center field. That's going to get to the fence. That's going to score a run. And Austin is up with a stand-up double. He hit to the deepest part of the ballpark where the Crawfordsville sign is toward the school. Got that up into the street tonight. And as he said at the beginning, if you get anything up in this gesture tonight, especially the left,
yes, it is
going to carry. That probably would have still been a double even on a non-windy night, but the wind surely helped that one and just about got out of here. So we've got a tie ball game now as Austin Warren helps his cause, bringing up one of the hottest hitters, if not hottest hitter for the Athenians right now, in Will Kellerman.
Yes.
Will Kellerman, the double, was 1 for 3 on Tuesday evening. Lefty-lefty matchup as he takes the first pitch for a call strike. Those curveballs, decent. Got good break. Had some pretty good control to it. Throws it back behind Austin Warren. A lot more catchers doing that. Saw Ron Eric from Western Boone do that a couple times to Lebanon on Tuesday night, and Nick Land also threw behind a runner at second base one time as well. Takes a ball high and tight, run the count to 1-1. What are the conditions at Tri-West? Tri-West, unfortunately, on Tuesday night, they sometimes have a hard time when it rains. That field sometimes can be quite swampy.
Yes, it was.
It takes fastball outside for.
We had a few innings there where it was quite windy also.
Yeah. Out there on the hills, they say, out there by the water tower there in Lewiston, Indiana.
Yes, sir.
2-2 to Kellerman as lines that to the shortstop, Gooden. Warren was kind of hung out to dry there.
Yep.
Tough read on Warren's part. He was I'd say about a third of the way off. Gooden looked like he could come in to catch it, but he does not. Austin froze instead of getting back to second base there, so he is tagged out on the fielder's choice for Will Kellerman, who is now at first base with 2 outs. It is now the catcher, Owen Bennett. So he takes a fastball high and outside. Still seeing pains in six games into the year, Mike. Still going to see a few growing pains here and there as Bennett swings and misses at a strike there. Run the count to 1-1.
there's still a lot of young players here that are learning and coming up and take one right here, Owen. And Owen's hit the ball really hard a few times this year. He just works hard at it.
Gets a little bit underneath one here, but that's still going to be tough for Cox, who drifts back a little bit and makes that catch look a little tougher than maybe it could have been for the third out. The Athenians answer and get one here in the bottom half with 2 hits. There were no Bruin errors, so after one, the Athenians and the Bruins are tied at 1. Again, our first inning sponsor, the Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters, would like to thank is Carson Jack Gutters. And as we head into the top of the second inning, our second inning sponsor is Advanced Office Logistics. Again, Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters would like to thank Advanced Office Logistics for sponsoring Crawfordsville Baseball. Coming up in the top half of the second inning for the Bruins, they will have 6, 7, 8. Waters, Jackson, and Freegee. Between those 2 guys on Tuesday evening, only Waters had hits. He had 3 hits on Tuesday night, going 3 for 4 with a double and 4 RBIs, while Jackson went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, and Freegee went 0 for 3 with a walk. Mike, the Bruins start 9 seniors. 9 seniors. This was a team that won our sectional last year, sectional 25. Very senior-laden team, knew that they were going to be pretty solid for the next couple of years, but started a year early, and now you have a senior-laden team, and you have some kids who are going to go on to do some pretty good things for them. They have 3 guys who right now are signed to play college baseball. Carter, the center fielder, is going to play at Wright State Lake Campus. Lucas Gooden, the shortstop, the 2-hitter, is going to play at Indiana Wesleyan, and Dick Wagner, the catcher, is actually going to be playing at IU Southeast. So they've got some kids who have really, for 4 years, done a really nice job. Coach Reinhoff, he's been very high on those guys, and they've really done a nice job the 4 years that they've been at Tri-West.
Leading off for Tri-West, the first baseman, Zach Waters.
Zach Waters will lead off the top half of the second inning for the Bruins. Going out of stretch. Pumps the fastball in there that called a ball. I think it might have been a cross play, but Owen was set up inside and the pitch went outside. And you get a lot of umpires sometimes when they miss their spot. They're not real generous sometimes, as Austin will pump in a strike there to even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss on high inside fastball, right underneath the hands. Alex Waters. That was one of my all-time favorite pitches to throw, because sometimes, especially a guy like me, didn't have near the velocity of what an Austin Warren has. The pitch looks so much, it just looks like a beach ball. Yeah, right. And if you have a little bit of velocity, as Waters is struck out there on a high heater by for the first out of the inning. That pitch, like I said, it looks like a beach ball. If you got a little bit of velocity or a movement, that's almost an impossible ball sometimes to hit.
And you can't lay off of it.
No, you can't. You can't. You're either going to get hit. You think you're going to get hit by it, or you're going to take a massive hack. As Levi Jackson, the third base, takes the ball low. Austin's raw power is just incredible. Coach Welliver was drooling over Austin as Austin throws another pitch low for a ball. At just the power and the raw untapped potential in that right arm of Austin Warren. Just continues to blossom. Fastball there. This can't be Consistency will be his nemesis that he is going to continue to work on throughout the year. Comes the 3-0 delivery from Warren as he takes the strike right down the middle of Jackson. Must count to 3-1. Sometimes the ability to throw hard be a blessing and a curse all at the same time. As Warren walks Jackson to give us our first base runner of the second inning, because sometimes you think you can just get her up and throw the ball as hard as you can right by a guy, but sometimes at this level it's harder to do.
Yes, it is. They don't know where it's going sometimes.
Batters down second baseman Tanner Freegee. Austin with the throw over to first, and Jackson easily gets back. Again, one out here in the top of the second inning, one out. Warren throws a fastball low. Running count again at 2-0. Again, hopefully the wind not too much of an issue. Hopefully you're able to hear us all right. Been a pretty windy evening as he calls the strike on the curveball there. Run the count to 2-1. So hard for hitters sometimes. Scott Smith and I talked about this. It's West Lafayette as Freegee takes a ball high for 3-1. On the first, Jackson able to get back. It's so hard for a hitter. You're expecting a fastball 2-0, and all as he loves to do.
Yeah,
throwing off speed pitch on 2-0. And he did a lot against West Lafayette. Ground ball through to the left side for a base hit. Cade looked like he went to a knee. I don't know what. I don't think that got through. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He
that looked
a little late reaction, maybe.
I guess. I don't know. That looked weird. That'll definitely, I'm sure, get asked of him with that when we get to the end of the game. But the base hit left puts runners on first, second. That brings up the 9-hole hitter Ryan Vershave. He's the designated hitter as Austin throws fastball in there for a strike. It's 1 for 4 on Tuesday evening with a pair of strikeouts. 0-1 the count to the 9-hole hitting Vershave as Austin fastball way outside for a ball. Nice job by Bennett to get a handle on it. Runs the count to 1-1. Again, Jackson at second. That ball is going to get by Bennett and get to the backstop. That was a curveball fastball. That was curveball get away from him. The count runs to 2-1. Coach Wellenberg's going to take a second here to go and help Austin kind of take a deep breath and get relaxed here a little bit. This is the guy they want to get right now at the plate anyway. 9-hole hitter with the top of the order coming up. Definitely don't want to give Cooper, Gooden, and Wagner any opportunities with runners on base, especially with the bags packed.
Athenian fans, mark your calendars. Your Athenians are back in Sagamore Athletic Conference action.
Well, it's a busy week for the Athenians. There should be hopefully a busy weekend. Athenians have the annual Athenian Invite Saturday. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Not looking the greatest right now. The Athenians, I believe,
coming in this weekend, you know.
It is Lafayette Central Catholic. It is Frankfort and Franklin Central. I don't know the schedule. I looked on MassPrep. It had us playing Lafayette Central Catholic first game, but not really sure what the draw is for the game. I may have to send a text to Bryce to see what the draw is. Warren throws a curveball right there and gets a swing and a miss from Vershave to run the count to 2-2. Lafayette Central Catholic always very good. Franklin Township solid team. And Frankfort obviously beat Danville earlier this week, so it's going to be pretty quality tournament as Austin gets a big strikeout right there of Ryan Vershave for the second out of the inning, and that will bring up top of the order where Carter Cooper, in the form of Carter Cooper, the center fielder, who singled up the middle in his first at bat here. Again, 2 down. Takes a fastball, or a curveball, high. Get runners on second and third now here with 2 outs with Cooper, leadoff hitter with a 1-0 count.
Cut the corner on that one.
Good fastball. When he gets his fastball down right there and he's consistent, that's tough to hit. He gets good movement on the fastball and a good pop there. Curveball low, pretty tough pitch for Owen to work with. He at least keeps it at a short enough distance to where he saves a run. Count now runs to 2-1 to Cooper. Get an interesting count here.
Yeah.
Do have a base open, but you have a very good hitter behind.
Nice pitch there.
Behind a very good pitch. Swing and a miss there from Cooper. Moves the count to 2-2. Big pitch right here. 2-2 pitch from Warren. Almost hits him. Really not a bad pitch. Not a bad pitch to go inside. Don't want to get, Cooper's a guy you don't want to let his hands extend because he's really got good pop for a leadoff hitter. So really not a bad pitch to miss right there. Count is full. Stretch and delivery from Warren. Curveball on the outside corner. Strike 3.
Big pitch there.
Called strike 3. Cooper did not like the call and said something to the umpire, and the umpire said something back to him as he goes back to the dugout. And this basketball games too. He's not one to say anything not gonna get him upset or anything. Not generally a guy you make any comments to. Like I said, second inning. Crawfordsville baseball boosters again would like to thank Advanced Office Logistics for sponsoring the second inning of tonight's contest between the Tri-West Bruins and the Crawfordsville Athenians, where after an inning and a half, game's tied at 1. Austin's got himself in a little bit of trouble, Mike, but he's pitched himself out of it. Done a nice job. Really done a nice job.
They did it that time without the old double play. They got the first inning, and hey, any way you can get it.
Again, as a hitter, I love pitching like this, and that's what I love about Coach Welliver. He kind of has the same mindset in terms of pitching as I do. I love the confidence that not only he has, but then Austin too, who's a sophomore pitcher. You're facing a senior leadoff hitter, who's arguably probably the best leadoff hitter in the conference.
Right.
Full count with runners on second and third, and you throw a curveball. The confidence not only that Coach Welliver has in him, but Austin to throw it.
Yeah.
And then also the confidence that Austin has in Owen to do a solid job behind the plate to block.
Yes.
If the ball's nowhere close.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 will be up for the Athenians here in the bottom half of the second inning. So leading off the second inning will be the designated hitter, Sammy Riddle. A good contributing night on Tuesday evening as counts the first pitch to the right side. Second baseman Frigi for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the inning for Roseboom. We'll have a walk and an RBI and a run scored on Tuesday evening. Now we have Cam Saunders at the plate. He was 1 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Also, Tuesday evening's winning pitcher did a solid job against, again, arguably one of the best offenses in the conference as he takes a fastball there for a strike. The 0-1 from Roseboom is a curveball. Taken for a strike right down the middle. That one kind of dropped in. It looked like it's going to kind of float up, but had a nice break and broke right down the middle. That was now 0-2. Group sets and delivers. Fastball just off the outside corner. Just off the outside. Running the count to 1 and 2. Wagner wanted it. Roseboom wanted it.
How do you get back to that picture?
Stretch and delivery. Fouls it off there on 1 and 2. Again, the two games that I have seen, and a few of the, at least the last 2 games, the West Lafayette game that I did with Scott last week, Mike, and then obviously this one, doing a much better job as Saunders will take a curveball that bounces at about 51.5 feet for a ball to run to 2 and 2. Done a much better job fouling off really tough 2-strike pitches. They've done a great job of battling off tough pitches.
They've all been able to get the bat out there and get them on a pitch. 2 pitch to Saunders.
Fouls off again. Another tough pitch right there on the high and outside. Saunders able to just get a bat on it to foul it off. There's something to that, something to a hitter. Like we talked about that last week too. That it's just, you know, you make a good pitch as a pitcher. Nothing more annoying than making a great pitch as a pitcher and having a foul or having the hitter spoil it or foul for whatever. Outside pitch there. Cam will tap it back to Rosemoon, who throws it out at first for the second out of the inning.
Where the problem had to get to that.
There's now Cale McCarty.
The shortstop.
McCarty 1 for 5 against Tri-West on Tuesday evening. Did score a run and drive in a run. Wearing the number 8. Just the previous shortstop who played last year as Cale will send one deep to center field. Wind killed a little bit, but Cooper's right there to make the catch to retire to the side. Again, one last time, I want to thank Advanced Office Logistics for sponsoring the second inning, and after 2,
Inning number 3 brought to you by
your Athenians and Bruins tied at 1. Again, here at the Athenian Athletic Complex at Crawfordsville High School. Tommy Coy and Mike Schubert happy to be with you this evening. Much, much warmer than what we would have been on Tuesday evening had we been broadcasting this game from the same position. Finally get some nice baseball weather. Enjoy watching a baseball game in instead of having to bundle up and get hot chocolate and everything else. I said all along, we went out I think Saturday, and it's April, wearing a winter jacket, a hat, and gloves. Just unreal the way this spring, what spring we've had, has been so far.
Yes, I went to Fountain Central last Saturday, wasn't it? And I had layers on, and I will admit I brought my long johns out for that one.
Did you go, I talked to Scott about this, did you go 2 years ago? Do you remember that? 2 years ago. That is still one of the most incredible experiences I have ever been a part of. The sustained winds were 55 mile an hour the entire game.
Yes, I was.
Gusts up to 70. I'll never forget, it took the flag off the flagpole on the football field, and then eventually took down the flagpole.
Players' hats were going all over the place.
Yes. We stopped, the JV stopped, there was a tree that was down across one way. We, the JV, stopped and picked it up. So,
Try stopping the screen, see if we can fix this.
okay. Alright, we want to apologize again for the loss of the picture. We're going to try to get the picture back, so there is a chance that we may lose the stream as they're trying to fix to see if we can get our picture back here. Lucas Gooden is actually leading off for the Bruins. He thought he got hit. The umpire said otherwise. It is taken for a ball to run the count to 1-0. Getting himself back together here. And now we're back to baseball. Warren gets the sign, sets, and delivers. That pitch actually looked pretty good. Must have been a little bit outside. Runs counts 2-0. Swing and a miss by Gooden to run the count to 2-1. He has been a little more pull happy than I remember him being. I made the comment at the start of the broadcast. He's very good at just spraying the ball the other way as he. You can see his head pulling big time as he runs it now to 2-2, trying to do too much. Last year, Mike, this guy was almost impossible to get out. He was just so good at just taking the ball the other way, spraying it, and here now, takes a really good pitch there on the inside for a ball, runs it to full. Sets and delivers. Another really good pitch. Must have been just higher inside a little bit. Gooden draws a walk. So we're on first, nobody out. Batter's now the Bruins catcher, 22, Derek Wagner.
Derek Wagner.
He drew a walk in his first appearance of the evening. And then his courtesy runner was doubled off at second base. One will throw over. Good gets back in plenty of time. Definitely a guy that could, even without the wind blowing out, could definitely drive the ball out of the ballpark.
He hits one high, hard to the left. It would be hard to keep it in.
Starts off with a curveball that's low and away for a ball. Checks good and over first, good and back. Hits a sign, comes set, and delivers the 1-0 to Wagner. It's outside. Stop again by Bennett. Counts now 2-0. To the Bruins catcher Wagner. Curveball getting outside for a ball, runs the count to 3-0. Again, two fastballs, and then calls the curveball there on 2-0, and throws what normally be a good 0-2 curveball. Is green light given to Wagner. Carson Scott, great job right there. Really tough play with the wind again wreaking havoc on that.
Yes, that was nice. He stayed with it all the way, called him off, made the catch. Nice play by Carson.
Tough play for Kellerman to have to turn and run straight back, and nothing more frustrating as a coach. You give one of your best hitters 3-0 green light, and then that happens. Good for us, though. Good for us, as now the batter, the starting pitcher, as we have an errant throw over to first. Gooden is going to go all the way to third. Pretty good throw by Kellerman. They're going to knock it down. So an error on Warren on the pickoff throw over to first. Gooden goes from first to third. Roseboom has an opportunity here to help his own cause with the leading the go-ahead run just 90 feet away.
Gonna bring him in.
Infield is in here. Taking high and tight for a ball. Backing Roseboom off the plate a little bit. Makes me think of the two Major League Baseball fights we saw yesterday, the Rockies and Padres, and then the Red Sox and the Yankees, as Austin pumps in a fastball in that outside corner for a strike to even the count to Roseboom at 1-1. Taking high for a ball, 2-1. There's been some blood brewing apparently between all four of those teams. Obviously, there's always bad blood between the Yankees and the Red Sox, but the Padres and the Rockies, I think that had been from spring training, from what I had heard, is Roseboom fouls that pitch off to the left side, running the count to 2-2. Obviously, wouldn't think you'd see that in a high school game, but every once in a while. Roseboom grounds to short. Cale McCarty makes a great throw over to first as he checks the runner.
Very good play.
And rolls him out. Trojans a Hall of Famer for a reason. Generally don't bring the infield in this early in a game, but he obviously thought he'd get something right there. Who knows? That may have been Coach Welliver who said to bring the infield in there, but Coach Fridge, I heard the whistle. I'm like everybody else. That whistle, he does that whistle, everybody looks. Everybody's head goes towards that dugout where he is.
Yes, sir.
So Mason Cox takes the first pitch curveball for a strike on the outside corner. Cox, big boy, probably 6'3", 6'4". Starts with an open stance as he fouls off another curveball. Run the count to 0-2. I love pitching to guys like this. The wide open stance. He steps out of the bucket, wants to pull everything. Still had a good night the other night. talking to the umpire about something. Doesn't seem happy about about something. So anyway, count runs 0-2. A curveball, pretty good pitch there. And Carson Scott's going to bobble it. Looked up for just a second. And that's going to cost a run. Gooden is in to score. Cox will be at first, and the score now runs to 2-1. So second error of the inning. For the Athenians, pretty routine play there. Yeah, really a good pitch by Austin, too, to get a ground ball. Just looked up just a smidge. Check on the runner.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Swan takes a curveball high for a ball there. A curveball taken high tight to run to 2-0. Wouldn't think Cox would be really too much of a threat over there at first base, but that may not stop Coach Hobby from maybe running here in a good hitting count for Waters, who again was 3 for 4 on Tuesday, but struck out in his first appearance against Warren in the first. Pumps in a fastball there for a strike to run the count to 2-1. Warren sets and delivers to Waters. A curveball that will go to the left side to McCarty, and he will throw out Scott in a little bit of acrobatic fashion there to force him to end the inning. However, the Bruins do get a run on one hit. They do benefit from 2 Athenian errors and do leave a runner. Again, third inning, Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters sponsor is Safe Hiring Solutions. Again, Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters would like to thank all of our sponsors, but the third inning tonight is brought to you by Safe Hiring Solutions. So the Athenians will have 9-1-2 in the bottom half of the third inning, trailing the Bruins 2-1. The Bruins getting that unearned run there in the top half of the third inning. Again, the Athenian invite will be held here this weekend, of course, weather permitting. Weather looks a little rainy this weekend, unfortunately. So I have to shoot a text to Bryce to see what the deal was. From what I had seen, it looked like I will check with Bryce Barton, esteemed athletic director here at Crawfordsville High School, to see what the schedule is. But from what I saw, and this is again unofficial until I hear official from Bryce, I think we were playing Lafayette Central Catholic in the 10 o'clock game, and then Frankfort and Franklin Central were playing in the 12 o'clock game, and then the consolation game would be forward with the championship game at 7 o'clock. We're leading off the bottom half of the third inning for the Athenians will be third baseman Cade Fitzwater. Cade was 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs and a pair of runs scored on Tuesday evening. Sets pitch runs outside for a ball. Mike, probably one of the most versatile guys we probably have on the team. He can play about anywhere. You could gear him up and he probably catch too. Probably won't need to do that this year, but no, but he probably would. Oh, he absolutely would. Absolutely would.
He's played about everywhere. He's played 7 positions this year. I don't think he's played shortstop, but he's played everywhere else.
But he played a little bit there last year. Does a nice job. Really does. He adapts very, very well wherever you put him. Yeah. That was 2-0 to Fitzwater. He takes a fastball there for a strike from Roseboom. Count to 2-1. He just won 2 seniors on the Athenian squad this year. Held up wisely on that fastball that just ran outside. You could see that right there on that outside corner with that late tail off the plate. He was about to swing on that outside corner, but he wisely held off. Those Booms 3-1. It's taken right down the middle there for a strike.
Oh, yeah.
Count is now full. To the senior
No, you're free.
third baseman Fitzwater.
Thank you. I will talk to you
Who
about
sets and delivers. Lines it run back out the middle for a base hit. Got a good pitch to hit, did Fitzwater, and he took advantage. Hit it back from where it came from. So the Athenians are in business to start the bottom half of the third inning here as the order is reset, and we have Josh Blackburn.
Josh Blackburn.
At the plate, who grounded out, I believe, to no, he's, what did he do? He
flew out to center,
He did. He on the first pitch in the first inning. Shows bunt. Gets a really good pitch to bunt, but fouls it off the first base side. Not gonna lie, it was brutal to watch Western Boone and Lebanon bunt the other night. They both just were abysmal. And you know, I know Coach Cosgrave really well because I coached with him. I texted back and forth with him after the game, and he just was beside himself on how bad the show of bunting was. And Western Boone too, as Blackburn takes a fastball high for a ball to run the count to 1-1. Definitely something that the Athenians do take tremendous pride in, is the ability to bunt.
Yes, definitely.
Blackburn gets another really good pitch, but that's going to be foul. Again, two really good pitches for Blackburn to bunt, but they both go foul.
The third baseman, number 24, Abby Bennett.
Sometimes a little different, sometimes two. You know, you have Coach Welliver who throws batting practice before every game. Sometimes the tail of the fastball is different with the left-handed pitcher, so sometimes a little bit more difficult to square it up.
And he put it.
And he makes up for it by lining a base hit in center field. So Blackburn comes through with another base hit. Again, Athenians have something going here in the bottom half of the third inning with Carson Scott coming to the plate. Fitzwater's at second, Blackburn at first. There are nobody out. Carson Scott, the switch hitting second baseman for the Athenians. Against the left-handed Roseboom. He is hitting from the right side. Takes a strike there. Showed bunt. Pulled back, but it was called a strike. Interesting, against West Lafayette, they had a left-handed pitcher that threw in the 7th inning, and Carson hit left-handed against him. But here, Roseboom is from the southpaw and hits on the right side as he takes a fastball down in the dirt. That Wagner does a really good job of keeping in front of him to make sure that the base runners do not advance. Count is 1-1. Again, more than likely, we'll probably see Carson square around to bunt here. Carson, one of our very best bunters. I was talking with a parent from Lebanon, and we were talking about bunting, and I said, hey, you know, Coach Froge's thing is, he said everybody in the order has to be able to bunt.
Yep.
And that's an expectation. You can't bunt. It's going to be tough for you to get into the lineup. And I said, hey, you know, Caden Jones was never asked to bunt, but you watch that guy in practice. He was an excellent bunter. Probably one of our very best bunters, but we just didn't need him to bunt last year. Trent Johnson, same thing. Trent could lay down a bunt as well. So 2-1 now to Carson Scott. He takes a pitch outside for a ball, running the count to 3-1. Tri-West is a team that you can definitely put pressure on. They generally can at times make mistakes. Very good bunt. That's going to be a base hit.
He does that so well. He'll just get it by the pitcher, and he knows he's on.
Well, you know you've got the third baseman charging. More than likely, the shortstop's going to go to second base. You have sometimes the left-handed pitcher obviously will fall off to the third base side, so you have to place that nearly perfect, and he does. So the bases are now loaded for Austin Warren to hopefully help his own cause here. left side base hit. That is going to score one run. A good decision to hold Blackburn here for one. The base hit by one will drive in a run to tie the game.
That's 4 straight hits.
It is indeed.
4 straight hits in the inning.
4 straight base hits. 3 singles to the outfield, and then the bunt single by Carson Scott. And again, one of the hottest hitters coming up for the Athenians. A guy you won this spot was probably why Coach Froese wanted to hold Blackburn at third base. I mean, it was a pretty solid throw. It was up the line. Would have been tough to throw Blackburn out, but Froese senses a big inning here, and we definitely want a big inning when we've got some of our hotter hitters down in the middle of the order coming up.
We're going to have a conference on the mound right now.
This is a pretty big spot.
Yes, it is.
Really big spot. I was right on the schedule, except for the times. Conference does play Central Catholic. Just got a big wind gust there. Apologize.
Yeah.
Central Catholic and Crawfordsville will play at 10 o'clock on Saturday. Of course, weather permitting. Franklin Central and Frankfort will play at 12:45. The consolation game will be at 3:30 with the championship game at 6.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock. So that might be because of the weather. Usually the last couple of years the championship game's been at 7 o'clock, but with the weather this year it might be a little bit different there. Right. After the conference, Will Kellerman is at the plate facing Roseboom. He sends a high fly ball to center. That's going to be good enough to...
Good enough. Pretty
good throw there by Cooper. But it is deep enough to score the run. So give Kellerman the sacrifice fly, F8. Blackburn scores from third, and your Athenians have they haven't retaken the lead, but they have now taken the lead for the first time tonight by the score of 3-2. And now the batter is Owen Bennett. Get one out, runners on first and second after that fly by Will Kellerman. Austin Warren is at first. Carson Scott is at second. Bennett with the swinging bunt. He does bust it down the line, makes the play close there, but Waters able to get to first before Bennett does, but the runners do move up. To second and third now, with 2 away. Here now is the Athenian designated hitter, Sammy Riddle. Sammy got a pretty good pitch to hit. The first inning just missed and grounded out to the second baseman, Freege.
Hit it hard, but right at him, yeah.
Yes, he did. It's another good pitch to hit. Just misses that one right there. Fouls it off toward first base when the count's 0-1. This is a great spot to sit because you can really tell guys who are seeing the ball really, really well by how they foul pitches off. They see just straight back, but they're right on that. Right on it as he fouls it straight back to run the count to 0-2. That's what was great about the win against West Lafayette last week. You can just tell that Will was on it. He saw the ball so well. Just the way he was seeing the ball off the bat. Sammy takes the curveball right there down the middle for strike 3. Was probably not expecting curveball on the 0-2, but the Athenians do damage in the bottom half of the third inning. They get 2 runs on 4 base hits. There were not any Bruin errors, but they do leave 2 runners stranded at second and third. So after 3 innings, the Athenians have taken the lead on the Tri-West Bruins by the score of 3-2. Again, want to thank our third inning sponsor, Safe Hiring Solutions. Thanks from Crawfordsville Baseball Booster sponsors. Tonight's 4th inning is sponsored by Hoosier Heartland State Bank. Again, Hoosier Heartland State Bank. Tonight's Crawfordsville Baseball Booster sponsor of tonight's 4th inning. So far, it's just the 2 errors in that 1 inning that ended up costing the Athenians a run, Mike. But for the most part, it's been a pretty clean game, pretty well-played game by both teams. Pitchers having to pitch themselves out of some spots and have done a nice job of doing that.
Allowed that big inning that could have happened to either one of them in 2 different innings for Tri-West and 1 or 2 for us.
It's amazing how they have a little more pep in their step with the temperatures too. There is nothing worse than sometimes stepping up to the box knowing a guy, especially a guy like Austin Warren, throwing hard. If you had faced him on Thursday evening and Cole, you get one off the handle or you get one off the end of the bat, a guy throwing as hard as what Austin does, that's sometimes pretty painful.
Oh, yeah.
7-8-9 up for the Bruins here in the top half of the fourth inning. Again, Tommy Coy, Mike Schubert, glad to be with you here from the Athenian Athletic Complex at Crawfordsville High School.
Leading off for the Bruins, the third base.
7 o'clock here on Thursday evening. A beautiful night here at Crawfordsville. A little windy. Be nice to take the wind off, but
just a little.
Those winds are coming from the south, which means nice warmth as Austin starts out with a pitch that's way outside for a ball. There's fastball for a ball way outside for Austin. As they count to 2-0. Getting very young sophomore pitcher here in Austin Warren. Consistency has always been something to continue to work on. Being able to do things, baseball seems like it's such an easy sport, but to continue, do the same thing over and over. Sometimes tough to do. As he throws a curveball there to run the count to 3-0 for the third baseman Levi Jackson.
Ooh, and he walked him on 4 pitches. Cade's going to come in and talk to him. Coach Frode's going to go out and talk to him.
A time call, yep. And the big thing here, as a pitcher, is especially when you get the lead, you want to come out, you want to get a quick inning so you can get your offense right back in. And obviously this is one of the better offenses 1 through 9. So sophomore pitcher, young and inexperienced pitcher, probably trying to do a little bit too much here, letting this wanting to so get the defense to make plays behind. It looks like they might be making a change here.
It looks like it, yeah.
Will and Kellerman and Fitzwater look like they are going towards the dugout to exchange gloves. I can. Yep. So it looks like Warren will move to third. Kellerman will move to the mound, and Cade Fitzwater will move to first base. Will did a pretty nice job on Tuesday evening.
Yes, he did. He came in and threw well.
Pitched 2 1/3 innings, gave up a hit. 3 total runs. Only one of those 3 runs was earned. Did walk 3 and struck out 3. There's another one where when he is consistent, he can be very, very tough. But he had, he threw a little bit. I think down in Tennessee, obviously too against Glenbard East, a really tough opponent.
He struggled down there.
And he was, the inconsistency can be, can sometimes be a real bugaboo. If you're not real consistent, that can sometimes be, that's kind of what has gotten Austin in trouble. Is Austin Warren is the inconsistency. And obviously being a young guy, this is his, you see Austin and you see him out on the mound. He's a good-sized boy. He's a big boy, got good size. Again, has presence. He's improved a lot since last year. I didn't have a lot of confidence last year, but has improved on his confidence. Well, he is just a sophomore. He didn't really pitch any varsity last year. Didn't do any varsity innings, so he's really kind of a novice when it comes to the varsity innings. So in his first career Sagamore Athletic Conference start, Warren does go 3+ innings. The runner on first will be charged to him if he does score. Does give up 3 hits, 2 runs. Of those, only one of those will be earned. Don't have the official stats in front of me. I think he had at least 4 strikeouts, 3 or 4 strikeouts, but did walk about the same number. So Will Kellerman now on the mound for the Athenians. He will face the 8-hole hitting second baseman Tanner Freege, who lays down a really nice bunt. Warren makes the play and throws him out at first.
Nobody was there.
Nobody got back quick enough, and right off the bunt, very good job by the runner at first base. He did not hesitate as he rounded second base and was going to get third the entire way. So really a pretty good job of base running there and a really good sacrifice bunt by Frigi. So Jackson now goes from first to third on the bunt, and the batter is now the designated hitter, the 9-hole hitting Ryan Vershave. Again, the infield comes in, gets a ground ball at right side. Fitzwater, nice play.
Yes, good play.
Really nice play by Cade Fitzwater. And again, just the versatility of Cade Fitzwater it's just awesome to watch. That's just awesome right there. Great play there. So it's the second out of the inning for the Athenians. Now we get back to the top of the Bruin order in the form of Carter Cooper. He struck out looking in his last AB. His first pitch is a fastball that's on the inside corner and there for a strike. Got some words for the umpire the last at bat too, so I'm sure that umpire might be, if that pitch misses inside for a ball, running the count to 1-1. Again, 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Bruins have runner on third. Will Kellerman pitching with the count 1-1. Ground ball to the shortstop. Cale McCarty bobbles it, throws it to first, and there is no play at first. Pretty good throw, but just late. And that will tie the ball game at 3. So again, a leadoff walk. We charge to Austin Warren. So officially now Warren will get the no decision in his first side one of the conference start. 2 down, runner on first. Batter's now Lucas Gooden. Hellman's throw to first. Cooper slides back in. Run in. First pitch from Kellerman to Gooden is taken outside for a ball. Curveball. It's one thing that Will has vastly improved since last year from what I've seen is his curveball. Curveball a little flat and really inconsistent. Didn't really throw much last year as he pumps in a curveball there for a strike. Right. But his curveball was a little more inconsistent because he didn't throw it, I don't think, just because he didn't throw nearly as much last year, but the curveball much better this year. Fastball taken on that outside corner. Or actually outside, sorry, for a ball. Runs counts 2-1. Again, not a guy you're going to give a real good pitch to hit here.
No.
Where he can get his bat extended. And throws over to first, keeping the speedy Cooper close. Definitely want to be aware of him to keep him close. He is going on the pitch.
No throw.
Curveball that gets into the dirt. Owen really does a nice job of blocking that pitch to keep it in front of him. Cooper clearly going to have the base stolen. You could tell he was going. First movement from Will Kellerman on that pitch. He was leaning and already pretty well turned himself toward second base. So stolen base for Cooper. The count is now 3-1 to Gooden. Wow, both curveball runs inside, but both the umpire and Gooden kind of gave a pitch and made him the pitch. His pitch was still a ball, but they both gave up on it just a little early.
The catcher is Derek Wagner.
So runners on first and second now, again with 2 outs. The Bruins catcher, Derek Wagner, will stand in. First pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Really not a bad pitch. It's not a pitch that Wagner can really do much with. That's on the inside corner a little bit further across the plate.
Yeah, that was a nice same place. Little
curveball that time from Kellerman. Pretty good first pitch curveball. It's one thing you notice the difference between. You really see it with Cam Saunders, but then you see it with Kellerman as well and Austin Warren. Austin Warren at times was trying to throw that curveball early in the count when you needed it as a get-me-over curveball and do more of an 0-2 curveball instead of a get-me-over curveball. That's one thing he'll learn that as he gets more along in his career for sure, especially this year. Kellerman down 2, better 2-1. Fastball gets outside, gets away from him a little bit there. Count now runs to 3-1. To Derek Wagner, the Tri-West catcher. Not probably going to give him really anything good to his. He swings and misses at a curveball right there. On the count, full. Runners will be moving on the pitch. This full count with 2 down. Again, would be shocked if he didn't get something off speed or jump that's not good to hit. And that's going to be ball 4, which is okay. You do not want him beating you on a fastball, which he can absolutely do. So the bases are loaded for the Bruins pitcher. Jerry Osboom. Lions fall tonight here at Crawfordsville, 6-1 to the Lady Bruins of Tri-West. Curveball taken for a strike on the outside corner. Pretty good first pitch curveball right there from Will. The 0-1 from Kellerman. Another curveball there for a strike. Looked like he dropped his arm a little bit to make that one a little bit more flat to get on the inside corner. Pretty good pitch there. So the count is 0-2. The Bruins pitcher. And a curveball that gets away from Bennett. Tried to do a little bit too much to get that outside, and the ball gets away, so that'll be a wild pitch. Run scores from third, and the Bruins have retaken the lead. 4-3. Runners each move up a base, so now runners on second and third. Still 2 down here. Count 1-2 to the Bruins hurler. And curveball is shot foul down that left side.
I don't know if that was off of.
I think it's Blake Harris down there.
Or Blake Harris.
It looked like Blake Harris that was trying to make that catch down there. A curveball that's another wild pitch. And another run. Looks like he's going to try to score here. And he's going to be out. Oh, he dropped it. Ball is dropped. So 2 runs score on that wild pitch by the Athenians, which will now drive the score to 6-3 Bruins. So the count is 2-2. So we get back to baseball here. Kellerman comes set and delivers. Grounded to Carson Scott. And that will end the inning. Well, the Athenians give up 4 runs. They do not give up a hit. It was an error. It resulted in 2 Tri-West runs. And nobody left on again. So we go to the bottom half of the 4th, and the Bruins have taken a 6-3 lead over your Athenians. So we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Again, Crawfordsville Baseball Boosters would like to thank our 4th inning sponsor. Tonight's 4th inning sponsor is the Heartland State Bank. Well, Mike, as we head into the 4th inning, we have Saunders, McCarty, and Fitzwater to start the bottom half of the 4th, and they got us going in the 3rd inning.
Yes.
Get us those 2 runs to take the lead. Roseboom's a guy that we can absolutely we're swinging the bats pretty well off of him. And the one thing we talked about with West Lafayette, got down, gave him the 9 runs in a big inning against West Lafayette to go down 12-8. We do not have to get all these runs back just this inning.
Right.
Just start piecing things back together. Have a lot more time right now than we did obviously against West Lafayette. Got four at-bats still left. Just start piecing things together. Get back to good defense and pitching in the next 3 innings for the Athenian defense. Come back in, try to put together piece by piece a couple runs maybe here and there, and start trying to chip away at this lead. So again, 7-8-9 up for the Athenians going into the top half of the 5th inning against Saunders, McCarty, and Fitzwater. They'll be hitting for the Athenians.
You stay aggressive at the plate.
Leading off,
Wait on your pitches.
I think just one strikeout tonight, maybe 2. this evening. Done a really nice job of putting the ball in play.
They have.
Saunders steps in, takes a fastball outside for a strike from Roseboom. Count is 0-1 to Cam Saunders. Ball's taken low, 1-1. Saunders playing left field tonight. Got his Fremont Athletic Conference win of the season. He takes a curveball there for a strike that runs the count to 1-2. Pitched very well against the Bruins on a Tuesday evening through 4 solid innings. Swim sets and delivers. Ground ball right back up to Roseboom. Gets a glove on it, taps it back up to himself, nearly throws it over Waters, the first baseman's head, which is kind of tough to do, seeing as how he's 6'2", but Roseboom almost does it, but he still retires Saunders for the first out of the 4th inning.
The shortstop, Cale McCarty.
Batter is now Cale McCarty. Roseboom's first pitch. The sophomore shortstop is taken for a strike. Runs the count 0-1. Gets his sign. He sets. Here's the 0-1 offering. Looks like some type of off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Gets away from him. That makes the count 1-1. Again, wind died down a little bit here, but it's starting to pick back up as McCarty will foul the fastball straight back, run the count to 1-2. Again, 6-3, favor of the Bruins. Roseboom's 1-2 pitch to McCarty. McCarty chops a curveball that will be played by the third baseman, Jackson, but he airmails the throw to first. Waters is able to get him. McCarty is able to beat out the throw as it pulled Waters off the base. So first air of the contest for the Bruins. McCarty's at first with 1 out. Batters now Cade Fifthwater, Athenian 9-hole hitter. Fastball taken for a strike by Fitzwater on the outside corner. Let's see if I could get some of the other scores from around the area here to give a couple updates here. This fastball's taken outside for a ball. Let's count to 1-1. No score in the bottom of the 4th. That's 23 minutes ago at Western Boone, or actually at Lebanon. Fitzwater takes that fastball outside. Can't see the ball pretty well. That fastball looks like it's on the outside corner, and then that late break just right at the last second tails off the plate. So good count to work with here for Cade. 2-1. Fouls that one straight back, but Wagner is able to make the catch behind home plate for out number 2. So 2 down now for the Athenians as Josh Blackburn will now come to the plate, the Athenian leadoff man.
The center fielder, Josh Blackburn.
And 2 down here. His first pitch to Blackburn is a fastball taken outside for a strike. That's a low and outside. It's called by the umpire. That's a strike. Comes the 0-1 from Roseboom as he checks over and now throws over to first base to check on McCarty as McCarty gets back. Josh Blackburn, leadoff hitter, done a nice job so far this year as the Athenian leadoff hitter.
Yes, he has.
Done a really nice job. One of the very best leadoff hitters, arguably one of the best leadoff hitters. Trent Johnson led off the last couple of years for the Youth, did a really nice job. So Josh Blackburn really stepped in, really done a nice job in the leadoff spot.
Oh, that was
he
nice.
takes one and turns one. It's just inside that left field line for extra bases. Blackburn gets into second. McCarty is at first, or at third, I'm sorry. So with 2 down, the Indians got something going here. Getting runners on second and third. With 2 down, and the batter is now Carson Scott.
Second baseman, Carson Scott.
Scott had a great bunt single and had a base hit, so he's 2 for 2. Another round on that right side. That's going to be a really tough play, but a great job by Rosebloom to get to first. He is called safe. Good hustle ball on both sides. Both sides on the hustle there. Coach Oppie's going to go out to talk to the umpire. I don't know if he's going to see if he can talk him into checking with
Help.
checking with the umpire to see if he can maybe get some help on that. As it stands right now, that does score a run. I would give that a base hit.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
He is, looks like he's shaking his head. I will say I did see a call overturned in the Western Boone Lebanon game the other night, which shocked me because I don't know how the home plate umpire saw it, but apparently he got it overturned. There was a play at third base. Third baseman charged. Catcher threw behind the third baseman to the shortstop, who fell down and swipe tagged.
Oh,
And it was, of course, Lebanon Western Boone. You know the rivalry there. It got some people pretty heated, but it was,
yeah.
so. All right, so first pitch to Warren after the base hit there for Carson Scott is a ball. So the Athenians have manufactured a run here in the bottom half of the fourth inning to cut into that lead. It's now 6-4 Bruins with Austin Warren up in a 1-0 count with runners on first and third. Fastball taken outside for a ball. Now runs the count to 2-0. If I'm Austin here, I'm looking for a fastball that I can just absolutely put a charge into. Great count to work with right here. Just look for that pitch right there. Spit on the curveball and just take a hack at a fastball.
Yeah. Just hit it hard somewhere.
And he took a hack. Attaboy. Good swing. Just swings and misses through it. He foul-tipped it back into the glove of Derek Wagner to run the count to 2-1. Another good count here to work with for the young sophomore three-hole hitter for the Athenians. Again, Scott at third, Blackburn at third, Scott at first. So Austin runs the count to 3-1 as that fastball will be high and outside. Another really good count to work with here for Austin Warren. Again, really good hitter's count here for him. If he gets a fastball he likes, he can drive it. Roseboom's 3-1. Got a good pitch to hit. Just missed. Just missed as he hits it down that right field line off the foul pole out there by the bullpen. Count now runs full. So Scott will be off to the races, which will help anything into the gap. Scott's got pretty solid speed, so anything into the gap, he will be hopefully able to score from first. Roseboom sets and delivers. Austin tries to pull that outside pitch. It goes to the shortstop. Couldn't. He throws over to first. Warren makes it interesting, but he is thrown out at first, and that will end the fourth inning. So the Athenians do piece together a run here in the bottom half to cut into that lead. They get another pair of hits. They do benefit from a Bruin error and leave 2 men on base. So after 4 innings, the Athenians trail the Bruins of Tri-West 6-4. Again, want to thank our 4th inning sponsor, Hoosier Heartland State Bank, and we move on to the 5th inning. Tonight's 5th inning is sponsored by Brown Motor Sales. Again, tonight's 5th inning. Crawfordsville Baseball Booster sponsor for the 5th inning of tonight's contest is Brown Motor Sales. Well, Mike, the big inning for the Athenians is going to come back to bite us. I think it's obviously going to be that fourth inning.
Yeah,
this is an inning where, again, you just got to run, pieced it back together. We want a quick inning right here defensively, obviously.
Yes.
5-6-7 will be up for the Bruins here in the top half of the fifth inning. They have struggled this evening. They've really struggled this evening. Cox and Waters both had 5 hits between the two of them. 3 hits for Waters and 2 for Cox on Tuesday evening, but they have been held at bay this evening. It's been some other guys who have had to carry the load for the Bruins in tonight's contest. But if you're a pretty quality offensive team, 1 through 9, you're going to have nights where guys struggle.
Yes.
Some other guys are going to have to pick them up. And the big thing with the Bruins, again, 9 seniors starting on, all 9 seniors they have, and they're all starters.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a team that, they want this year to be their year.
Yes,
they talked about that last year. They thought they were ready last year, which obviously they were. They get to the regional championship game and lose to Northview. And obviously they're very senior-laden and have pretty high expectations this year. Leading off the fifth inning for the Bruins is Mason Cox. Called first pitch strike against the Bruins. Cox takes a curveball for a strike, runs out to 0-1. Another curveball in that outside corner called for a strike. That was the count to 0-2. Moves up on the play. He's really up on that plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of the inning for the Athenians, and now the Bruin batter. It's the first baseman, Zach Waters. Getting 3 hits on Tuesday night. He struggled a little bit tonight. His first pitch is grounded to the left side. Austin Warren took a tough hop and lost his footing, and that'll get into the outfield for a base hit. More than likely going to be an error on the sophomore third baseman. That's
a tough error.
It is a tough error. He's trying to move over to play the tough hop and body up like he's taught to, but that's unfortunate there, trying to get over in front of it again. That's such a tough spot to play sometimes, especially when you get, what hop you're going to play and what hop you're going to go and get, and it's just really, really, really challenging. Zach Jeter is going to come in to run for Zach Waters. So we're on first. Batter is now Levi Jackson, third baseman. Looks over to first. He'll throw over to first. Jeter gets back in plenty of time. Zach Jeter, Jr., utility man. Did a little pitching for the Bruins on Tuesday evening. However, walked 2 guys, and both of those runs scored, so his night was very short. Pretty good pickoff move there by Kellerman. Good quick tag by Fitz, but Jeter is able to get back. Getting 6-4, the lead for the Bruins. 1 out as Kellerman throws over to first again, making sure Jeter does not get too far off. Jackson still waiting to see his first pitch. Here it comes. Fastball, he fouls straight back. Just missed there. Count is 0-1.
How you doing? Good. Somebody crapped on your shirt.
And Kellerman's done a nice job of getting ahead. A real nice job of getting ahead. That's a big, big part of having success, especially at this level, is getting ahead, as Jackson swings and misses. Perfectly located pitch on that low outside corner. Nothing you can really do except beat that into the ground on the right side there. So the count is 0-2. This is where Will has had a little trouble in the last inning. Trying to be a little too perfect. As he throws over to first again. Did have Jeter leaning a little bit, but he is able to get back. Kellerman's 0-2. Fastball that is up, but it's
going to stay in.
Fitzwater is able to make the catch. That is a tough play, but a nice play by Fitzwater to make the catch there, right there by the first base coach. He was trying to duck out of the way as best he could. Fitzwater does a great job of making the catch there. So 2 down for the Bruins here in the top half of the 5th. The batter is now the second baseman, Tanner Freege. Swings and misses first pitch curveball, throw back. Ben hesitated a little bit there. If he just guns that down, that's a close play.
Yeah.
That's a close play. Again, Owen's a sophomore, caught a lot last year, but will be given a lot more freedom the older he gets.
Oh, yeah.
Has a chance, bobbled it, and a great throw. Gets him at second base. So a caught stealing 2-6 for the Athenians. And the Bruins go down without a whimper, but they will have Freege up to start the top half of the 6th. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Bruins, but they lead 6-4 going here into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sun's going down here at the beautiful Athenian Athletic Complex here at Crawfordsville High School. Again, Tommy Cool and Mike Schubert with you. Crawfordsville baseball boosters again want to thank our 5th inning sponsor. Tonight's 5th inning sponsor is Brown Motor Sales. Our sponsor of tonight's 5th inning. Thank you again to all of our Crawfordsville baseball booster sponsors. If you're listening to this contest, you want to be a sponsor for Crawfordsville baseball or any Crawfordsville athletics, get in touch with Bryce Barton, Director of Athletics here at Crawfordsville High School. I believe Brian Saunders has worked to get some of our sponsors for the Crawfordsville baseball boosters. Four, 5, 6 will be up for the Athenians in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That will be Kellerman, Bennett, and Riddle. And Kellerman's been swinging the bat really, really well for the Athenians. And the hero at West Lafayette after he drove in 6 runs. You can just kind of tell the way Will walked up to the plate that night too. He knew he was going to get a hit. I think everybody in the building knew he was going to get a hit, which was awesome to watch.
Yeah. Sometimes you can just have that feeling, you know.
Again, presence. You just knew the way he was carrying himself up to the plate and the way he was So Kellerman will lead off the top half or the bottom half of the 5th inning here. Spim's first pitch curveball is taken low for a ball. Roseboom has really done a nice job of working himself out of some tough situations. He's given up obviously the 4 runs on 8 hits. But again, has not given up the big inning as Will takes a fastball there for a strike on that outside corner. One delivery to Will. Taken low for a ball. Count runs to 2-1. Again, another great opportunity hitting-wise here. Will can take a pretty good hack on a fastball if he gets it. Comes. Fastball's taken outside for a ball, so it runs a 3-1. Better count to work with here. Let's see what Coach Froese decides he's going to do. Looks like he gave him the take, I think, here.
Yeah, I think it was.
Taken all the way, so it's a fastball outside for a called strike. Count is now full to Will Kellerman, the Athenian 4-hole hitter. Southpaw Rosebaum comes, sets, and fires in. Will foul ball down that right field line. Down the first base line, so foul. Again, fouled off a pretty tough pitch there.
Yeah, it was inside.
Probably the high end of the strike zone. But again, that has been a vast improvement, I would think, since Tennessee. They've done a really nice job.
Much better, yes.
You saw Glenn Bardise from the little bit that I saw there on YouTube. The pitches that Will were making were good pitches. They were just fouling them off, and then they would hit mistakes. And see right there, you fell off that last pitch, and you take ball 4 outside, which is huge there. Again, you don't swing the bat and make things happen. At least foul off a tough pitch, don't earn the walk. So good AB from Will Kellerman to draw the leadoff walk. The batter is now Owen Bennett.
The catcher, Owen Bennett.
And he's a guy too. The stats may not show that he has many hits, but he has not been far off.
Right.
He has not been far off at all. So he takes that first pitch in the outside corner for a strike. See what the Athenians have cooking here on 0-1. Pitch to Bennett. Ground ball to that right side. That's going to be a tough play. Frigi is going to his left. And makes the play. That ball was off the end of the bat. So Frigi does a nice job to play spin. About stumbled on his feet as he kind of had his glove right down there by his feet. And gets Bennett at first. But Kellerman moves up to second base. Good baseball there to move the runner to second base. And the batter is now Sammy Riddle. Sammy Riddle grounded out to second his first time and struck out looking on an 0-2 curveball his last AB. Fastball's in the dirt for a ball. Sammy also had a couple of pretty big hits against West Lafayette last week to help in the comeback effort. Kellerman out of second base with one out. Sammy drives one to center field right at Cooper, who will make the catch for out number 2.
Hey, way to put a bat on the ball. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Cam.
The left fielder, Cam.
So the batter is now Cam Saunders. Cam Saunders is due.
Yeah.
He is due. 1 for 5 the other night. I think he's 0 for 2 tonight. Here with 2 down. Roseboom comes set, and the first pitch to Saunders is taken outside for a strike on the outside corner. Again, Kellerman at second. To a leadoff walk and was moved to second with a ground ball out by Bennett. Saunders swings and misses on an off-speed pitch there. Roseboom ahead of Saunders 0-2. Gets the sign. Roseboom comes set, checks back on Kellerman and delivers. Leaves that pitch up. That's just going to drip. That's a base hit. Cooper's going to throw home. And we got another run. Again, a really tough pitch right there, but all Saunders needed to do was just put a bat on it, gets it out there. Wind almost pushes it back to Cooper. Cooper charging all the way. Can't make the play. Made a pretty good throw in, but Kellerman obviously moving on contact with 2 outs. So again, the Athenians have manufactured another run to cut the lead to 6-5. 9th hit of the contest for the Athenians. That is Cale McCarty. I can't tell, Mike, if is that a changeup or there's a funky looking spin to it. I don't think it's a knuckleball.
No.
Dance around like a knuckleball, especially in this wind. If he has a good knuckleball, that thing will dance like crazy tonight. Pitch is taken outside, so McCarty runs the count to 2-0. The first pitch, like I said, was a changeup or something that was down in the dirt. So it had a funky looking spin on it, and the way it came off of Wagner as he blocked it looked like it was a changeup or what it was. But 2-0 count here to McCarty, more than likely taken. Now it will definitely be taken as he takes a fastball high and out. The count is now 3-0. Probably not that Saunders wanted to get on base with a little bloop single like that, but they are in business, and we're going to take credit for that hit. We called it.
Exactly.
Fastball is inside for a strike. Cale tried to sell it as being a little bit too inside, but that's all right. Looks like Cale's going to be taking another pitch, I think, here on the 3-1. Probably a good idea, trying to get the pitch count of Roseboom up a little bit so you can see a few more pitches there he takes.
Yeah.
He was right on it. Coach Froge is really big into not just standing and watching. He wants you to go ahead and load and trigger like you're going to swing, and it looked like Cale was right on it. Now the count is full. Saunders will be off on first movement here.
Ball 4.
Takes ball 4 high. So runners on first and second for the Athenian 9-hole hitter, Cade Fitzwater, who has a base. He has 2 base hits tonight, right? He had the line drive first, the first inning. He drew a walk the last time, right? He's been on base twice, right?
Yeah, he popped out
the last at bat, that's right. But he has been on base twice, right? He's 1 for 2 then. Drew a walk, had a single in the second inning. Drew a walk and popped out in his last at bat. So again, Saunders at second, McCarty at first, Fitzwater at the plate. Roseboom's first pitch is taken low for a ball. Big at bat here for Roseboom. He wants to get Fitzwater right now and not have to face the Athenian top of the order, especially when the Bruins, I have not seen anybody warm up this entire contest. Takes that pitch for a strike. These guys are all seniors, though. Waters, the first baseman, pitches. Trying to think, I know one of their outfielders, obviously Cox, I don't think is eligible to pitch tonight, but they've got plenty of guys that can come in and throw strikes, so I'm sure they can come in at a moment's notice and get it cranking as Fitzwater takes another pitch high and outside. Run the count to 2-1 here. I didn't check Coach Froge's side to see what he's doing here, but another good count if Fitz can get one. Pitch is inside, called for a strike. Now 2-2. So big 2-2 pitch here for both Roseboom, the Bruins hurler, and the batter, Cade Fitzwater. Fouls off a tough pitch again. That's one thing Cade has always been able to do. You know, I was lucky enough to coach him as an 8th grader and then see him all the way through, and he does a nice job of being a tough out with 2 strikes. Had a little delay here. There were a couple guys for the Bruins that went down to toss in the bullpen, and there's no protector, and they're not allowed to do that. The 2 guys that went down to throw, looks like number 7, Kai Ross. He is a freshman. He's one of their better young pitchers. Looks like he was going to go get loose. Fitzwater lines one. It gets off the hands. But the second baseman makes the play. Out at second base, and that will win the inning. But the Athenians do scratch across another run to cut into that Bruin deficit. They do get a run, another hit. No errors, and they do leave a pair. But again, after 5, Bruins lead your Athenians 6-5.
3-6-4, work.
All right, see if I can check on some scores here. Again, tonight's other Sagamore Athletic contests.
We got the county playing tonight, don't we?
We do. I looked at the paper and the Journal Review Sports, and they didn't have anything. I feel if somebody was here, or let's see. Wow, Frankfurt is leading Danville in the bottom of the 6th inning, 6-3.
Wow.
So again, Frankfurt leading Danville 6-3. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Going to see if I can find. Lebanon defeated Western Boone 10-0 in 5 innings. That's Western Boone is with Lance Oldham getting in the pretty serious car accident earlier this year. They're going to struggle behind Peyton Young. Peyton Young, a really legitimate number 1.
Right.
But then after that, there is really nobody behind him that has a lot of experience. So Lebanon moves to 2-0 in the Sagamore Athletic Conference with their 10-0 victory. Western Boone, still trying to see if I can get a report on I don't see anything from South and North Montgomery.
Leading off for Tri-West.
And again, Frankfurt is up 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th over Danville. All right, well, leading off, Lieutenant Frigi. He was at the plate when the stolen base was thwarted by the Athenians in the.
It was a good quick out.
Indeed, for 1 pitch, 1 out as Frigi grounds out to shortstop.
Oh yeah.
The pitch hitter.
12:30 afternoon.
So the batter. Now Zachary Johns, pinch hitter. He will take a healthy hack at one. It'll be foul to the right side. in Tri-West has Kai Ross warming up down in the bullpen. The Bruins are hitting here. They'd love to get a little bit of time to give him some time to warm up here. This ball taken outside and high for a ball. Runs the count to 1-1. Again, Zachary Johns, utility man for the Tri-West Bruins. He is a sophomore. Kind of a stretch and delivery. Fouled straight back. Pretty good healthy hack there for Johns. Runs the count to 1-2. Wind has died down just a little bit here at Crawfordsville High School, but still blowing out. Swing and a miss. Bennett drops the third strike, but throws it to first just to be sure for the second out of the inning on the curveball. Good pitch by Will Kellerman right there. That'll bring us back to the top of the Bruin order in the form of Carter Cooper. Only 3 hits for the Bruins tonight, so the Athenian pitching staff has really done a nice job of keeping this potent offense in check in terms of the hits, but unfortunately, as we look out there on the scoreboard, Mike, those 3 hits doesn't count the walks, which we have quite a few as that's fouled off. Yeah. Good hustle by Fitz and Decker out there at right, try to track that, but it falls to the grass. The 4 errors. And I think we have probably 5-6 walks tonight. So those 4 errors and the 6 walks to go along with the 3 hits are the results. And that's why we have 6 runs for the Bruins compared to the 5 for the Athenians. Count is 0-2 to the Bruins center fielder. Kellerman throws a fastball that is way outside. Count now moves to 1-2. Again, Cooper more than likely not going to see something. We should hope he wouldn't see anything anywhere close to where he can put a good barrel on, as that one is high. Count now runs to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kellerman will step off and take a deep breath. Cooper steps out. Now he's back in. Kellerman gets his sign, sets, and delivers. Foul ball goes lightly toward the third base dugout. Another good, pretty solid pitch there by Kellerman, but the quality leadoff hitter in Carter Cooper fouls it up to see another pitch. The 2-2.
Yeah.
Right there on the inside corner. He was not looking fastball, and you could tell because he just froze. So a great pitch there by Will Kellerman to retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down for the Bruins there in the top half of the 6th inning. So the Athenians continue to do their part after giving up the 4 runs in the 4th inning to get down 6-3. They chip away, and it's now 6-5. So we now go to the bottom half of the 6th inning.
We're at the top of the order, aren't we?
I believe we are.
We're up there.
I believe we are. So Blackburn,
couple runs.
This is the big opportunity for the Athenians right here. If they want to, have the opportunity to maybe win it in the top half of the 7th inning, but then also the Bruins will have the 2, 3, and 4 hole up this inning. So right here is the time. You've got Rosebloom, who look like he's coming back out. He's going to come back out to complete.
The bullpen's ready, getting ready though if they need.
He is. The freshman Kai Ross. Heard some good things about the freshman right-hander who's out there warming up from some outside sources. Baseball in this state is quality, and people, it's kind of funny. I'm trying to get the last couple of years I was coaching, being a part of the Indiana High School Baseball Coaches Association. There were a lot of coaches that were reluctant to post their stats on Max Preps because they didn't want coaches to hear about their players and see that stuff. And it's like, if I want to find out about somebody, I know, and I'm not the only one. There are a heck of a lot of coaches in the state of Indiana that know a heck of a lot more than I do, and know these coaches a lot better. But if I want to find out about a kid, I can get information on a kid if I want it, which is kind of funny. So, and Coach Froge is the same way. Coach Froge has, there are very few coaches in this state, that have as high a level of respect as what Coach Froge does. And if Coach Froge or even anybody associated with Coach Froge asks for information on a guy, they're going to give it to him. Now, obviously, we will, conferences don't share information about conference schools. So if somebody like Cascade or whatever had texted us or whatever to get information on Tri-West, obviously we wouldn't give it on Tri-West. But if we texted Cascade because they were on the conference and tried to get information, they definitely give it to us for sure. So.
Right.
So leading off is Josh Blackburn. He takes a fastball down low for a ball. Again, wind has died down some, but it's still blowing out. So you get one up tonight, and it'll carry. He takes a fastball outside for a strike that evens the count at 1-1. Good crowd here for the conference home opener for the Athenians. The rubber match of their home and home series with the Tri-West Bruins. Curveball taken down low for a ball to win the count to 2-1. Again, the Lebanon Tigers defeated Western Boone 10-0 in 5 innings, so they now move to 2-0 in the Sagamore Athletic Conference. Blackburn just missed, but pops out to the second baseman Frigi for out number 1. Got a really good pitch to hit, just missed it. I know he's going to be frustrated himself. He sees that on film. When they come and watch the film from Bob Taylor, they'll see he just missed that pitch. I saw him grimace as he ran off too. He just missed.
Yeah, he knew.
Batter's now Carson Scott, who's had a pretty solid day at the plate. Looking to bunt, pulls back on a fastball that runs away from him. Good. Carson's got a switch hitter, batting from the right side against the left-handed pitching Roseboom. There he takes a strike in the inside corner, running the count to 1-1. Spoon sets and delivers. Curveball that's taken high, so Carson Scott runs the count to 2-1. Again, still trying to get few reports on scores. Scott drives the ball down the right side for a base hit. He's going to stay right there. Cox gets to that one pretty quick.
There's a start.
Looked like he inside outed that.
Yes, he did.
That pitch. That's a lost start. Best inside out hitter. Probably this generation just retired, Derek Jeter. That guy could hit a pitch anywhere he wanted, anywhere he wanted. I mean, wherever the pitch was, he could hit it. If he wanted to hit an outside pitch out to left, he could do it. Or if he wanted to hit an inside pitch to the right side, he could do it. Austin Warren Here's Austin Warren, takes a fastball high for a ball. That's where that ability to switch hit really comes in handy for the sophomore second baseman.
Yes.
One-0 pitch to Warren is high and tight for a ball. Runs the count to 2-0. So again, great count to hit here. Coach Froge is giving him the green light to swing here. Took a great hack his last at bat. He had a 2-0 count that he took a great hack on. Takes another good hack right there. Really pretty good pitch there from Roseboom too. Really not much that Austin could do with it except to foul it straight back. So 2-1 now the count. Still a really good count for Austin to hit in right here. With Carson Scott on first, Roseboom takes a look over at first, gets his sign, comes set, and delivers. Ground ball up the middle again. This may be a 6-4.
No.
Ball is dropped. So 6-4 on the force out at second, but Warren, Frigi took a little time getting it out of his glove there at second base. I think Warren would have made it anyway, whether Waters had dropped it or not. So just a fielder's choice with Warren staying at first, Carson out at second. That's the second out for the Athenians, and now the batter is Will Kellerman. Kellerman again has swung the bat pretty well throughout the last couple of games. Warren not getting much of a lead over there at first. Kellerman fouls one off third base side here. Back onto the football field. So Roseboom gets ahead 0-1. Sets and delivers. Ground ball up the middle again, right to the shortstop Gooden. He'll toss it on to Freege to force Warren out to end the Athenian inning. Again, the Athenians do get a hit, but they do strand a runner on base. So we go to the 7th inning. Bruins leading your Athenians 6-5. All right, let's see again, Mike, if we can get some scores here. Haven't heard anything or seen anything on the
from the county
games. Still see on the Charger baseball page their 17-2 loss to Harrison yesterday. Let's see if Southmont has anything. Nothing from Southmont either. Let's see, Journal Review. Again, this weekend will be the Athenian Invite. Weather permitting, you know, Indiana kind of, again, has played by its own set of rules all spring. The Athenians will take on the Knights of Lafayette Central Catholic with first pitch slated for 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. There will be a YouTube broadcast of that game. So tune in on Saturday if you are unable to be here to watch the first round game against the Central Catholic Knights, again weather permitting. And then the Frankfurt Hot Dogs will be here to take on the Franklin Central Flashes at 12:45. In the second game, consolation game, we'll see the losers of the first two games in the morning at 3 o'clock with the winners playing in the championship contest at 6 o'clock. And whatever game the Athenians will be in on Saturday night, that game will also be a YouTube broadcast. Kellerman's first pitch to Lucas Gooden is a ball that is outside. Kellerman switching baseballs. It looks like here Bennett throws it back to him. Pitchers are picky. They want good baseballs to throw, get their fingers on that seam and such. Yes. I get it. I was that guy for a long time, so. All right, so Lucas Gooden, the Bruins shortstop, steps in with a 1-0 count. The pitch from Kellerman is high and tight for a ball. Runs the count to 2-0. And Gooden's made some couple tough plays over there at shortstop this evening. Been pretty quiet with these sticks. He takes a pitch down low for a ball. Runs the count to 3-0. See if he gives Gooden the green light here on a pitch he can drive.
Nope.
He does not this time. Does not this time. I'm sure he'll definitely have the green light here.
Ready to go here.
Yeah, he'll definitely be ready to go here. Here comes the 3-1 to Gooden from Kellerman. That's a curveball that goes behind him.
Really, come on.
Shoots a few looks shoots the look to Kellerman, but yeah. It's going to sound terrible, but that sometimes shows the unintelligence of baseball. When he clearly threw a curveball, clearly if he wanted to hit, he would have. But you know, it's a curveball. It went behind him. You know, take your base and move on. So the batter is now Derek Wagner. Takes a pretty healthy hack at that fastball, but fouls it straight back, running the count to 0-1. And Lucas Gooden down at first with the leadoff walk for the Bruins, which has been kind of a common theme this evening.
Yeah.
Leadoff walks.
Not what you want to see.
Again, just 3 hits for the Bruins tonight. Again, one of the, coming into the season, many would say would be one of the best offenses as Wagner swings and misses at a curveball there inside to run the count to 0-2. And yeah, they did score 9 runs on Tuesday night. They also struck out 12 times in the contest on Tuesday evening, and they've racked up some strikeouts here this evening as well. Kellerman throws over to first to keep Gooden close again. They have been aggressive a few times on the base pads in some pitchers' counts. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Hoppy maybe tries something here down the road. By the way, no umpire there. Yeah, he's not going to go check there.
Fight him.
Owen pointed down the first, and there's nobody there. The guy's behind second base. We aren't fortunate enough to have 4 umpires to umpire our games like they do in the major leagues. Now this weekend we'll have 3 umpires because we usually have a 3-man crew for the Invitational, which is always nice.
Hey.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Strikeout.
Really good curveball mix there from Kellerman to Derek Wagner. First out of the inning for the Athenians. Now the batter is the Bruin pitcher, Jarrett Roseboom. Takes the curveball in that outside corner for a strike. Roseboom's really done a pretty nice job of keeping his team in the game tonight. Really pitched himself out of some tough situations, and has helped his cause too. Swung the bat fairly well tonight. Well, throws in another good fastball there on that outside corner to make it 0-2. Again, Lucas Gooden on first. Roseboom the batter, 0-2, 1 out. Curveball, too good of an 0-2 curveball, and it's lined into left field for a base hit. Roseboom the benefit of a mistake there by Kellerman on 0-2. Way too good of a curveball there by Kellerman on 0-2, and that's going to now move runners to first and second. The batter is now the right fielder, Mason Cox, who has struggled at the plate tonight. Pop out and a couple of strikeouts. His first pitch is down low for a ball. Definitely a guy that's going to want to pull everything. Here's a guy that might have an answer to the game.
Yes, I bet we can get an answer from that. Danny Welliver just walked in.
I'm guessing more than likely they probably had a solid result. Meaning the Southmont Mounties, as Mason Cox swings and misses there. See, where's his Southmont hat in here for tonight? This curveball stays way outside. Count now goes to 2-1. Coach Welliver going to go and talk to Will. Take a second here. Interesting spot here. If you are Will Kellerman, it's probably what Welliver's probably talking. Coach Welliver's probably talking about how he wants to pitch to him here, because obviously Mason Cox had 2 hits against the Athenians on Tuesday evening, and can put a charge into one. He does swing good bat. Now, you look at his swing, he is a little limited on the way that he, in the place where he can hit it with the way his swing is. He starts open, closes up, and he still wants to step out of the box and really pull everything. But you still make a mistake to a guy like him. He's a pretty solid hitter, and he's going to put a charge into it. So the 2-1 pitch here from Will Kellerman after the meeting with Coach Welliver. Dead leg move to keep Gooden close at second base. Owen sets, checks the runners, and delivers. Curveball that is grounded right to Austin Warren. Bobbles it, and there's not going to be a play. Taylor made ground ball right to Austin Warren there at third base. Like he might have looked up a little bit to check the runner too. Bounced off the glove in the chest and goes beyond third base. And there is no play. So the bases are now loaded for the Athenians, or for the Bruins, I'm sorry. With just 1 out.
Just 1 out, yes.
And Zach Waters, the batter. Again, the Athenians will bring the infield in here with just 1 out to contain this 1-run lead. Curveball taken for a strike on that outside corner. It's the count to 0-1. So big at bat right here for both teams. Kellerman versus Waters, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Will Kellerman. The fastball down low that Waters just could not dig down deep enough to get, running the count to 0-2. Again, bases saturated with Bruins. There's the 0-2. Great job by Owen Bennett to knock that ball down on 0-2. That is definitely a run if that gets by him. Nice job by Bennett. Count now goes to 1-2. Gooden at third, Roseboom at second, Cox at first for the Bruins. Waters the hitter. Curveball taken for strike 3 on that outside corner. Big pitch right there for Will Kellerman.
Big out.
2 down now for the Athenians.
Coach
He's
is thinking about it.
And now I guarantee he's checking pitch count because he wants to know where Will is, because he wants to be able to probably use Will on Saturday.
Yes.
He points to center field, and that will be Josh Blackburn. And Will obviously is not one. I'm sure Will is probably not one to come out. But again, Coach Fro, he's thinking obviously big picture. He wants to make sure that he's got his junior southpaw for the weekend. So again, we've got glove changes coming. So we'll reset the positions here as Josh Blackburn will be coming in to pitch.
I'll move Will back to first.
Yes, Will will move to first.
Cade Fitzwater will take the center field position.
So just...
Josh has come in and thrown some good innings in relief this year so far.
The name of the game for relievers, and Scott and I talked about this against West Lafayette, and it was what hurt Austin Warren. You got to have your reliever come in and throw strikes. He has to throw strikes.
That's what it's all about.
Guys that have higher, you look at guys that have high ERAs in the major leagues. Sometimes they may give up a run in, one inning, and their ERAs may be like 9 or 10. But then it doesn't show that they had 9 innings of relief. And sometimes you look at those ERAs and they can be deceiving, but at least they're more than likely they're throwing strikes.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the biggest thing with the relievers. You've got to have a reliever that comes in and consistently pounds the ball in the strike zone.
Exactly.
Now, you obviously don't want that guy to be batting practice at all, but Josh has done a really nice job. He mixes pitch as well, throws the ball. He's not afraid to throw the ball in there for a strike, and that's really what they need out of the bullpen. They've got a lot of guys that throw a lot of strikes, so they need guys coming out of the bullpen to throw strikes, and that's what Josh has done, which has been huge. That's a hard thing sometimes mentally to do, and Josh is a pretty mentally tough kid, so he's really a really good guy to be able to come in and be able to throw strikes. And another guy that can do that and does pretty well is your grandson, Cade Fitzwater. Fitzy has been able to do that before too, to be able to come into games, and he just comes in and he throws strikes. That's all he does. That's a huge part. So the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. The batter is Levi Jackson for the Bruins. Again, bases are loaded. Josh Blackburn, the new pitcher. 2 down. First pitch to Jackson. Fastball right there for a strike. And again, you just want, first pitch is sometimes for a reliever the biggest pitch, and obviously throws strike 1 right there.
Yes, exactly.
Right there, 0-1 to Jackson. Curveball, swing and a miss. Sometimes I know we don't have the camera on tonight, but just to see how he steps out, it's hard not to laugh sometimes at the swing and how silly they look. Ground ball that right side. It's gonna be a tough play. Good play by Will Kellerman. A good hustle by Blackburn to get the ground ball to retire the Bruins in the top half of the 7th inning. Well, it's rally time here at the Athenian Complex. The Bruins leave the bases loaded and will go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, leading your Athenians 6-5.
Yes, you're talking about a rally. It's just that we need 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th to race that big 5 on the end of the board out there.
At minimum 1 to extend the game into extras, but we'd love to see 2.
Yes.
Love to see 2 runs gotten by the Athenians here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So the Athenians will have Riddle, Saunders, and McCarty, 6, 7, 8 up here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Looks like Mason Cox, number 34, will be in to close for the Bruins. He was the starter on Tuesday evening for the Bruins. He threw 3 innings, did give up 5 hits, gave up 5 earned runs, did strike out 4. Didn't show that he walked anybody, so Cox will come in and throw a lot of strikes. And he is a senior. He will be a guy that, more than likely wants to be in this spot right here and send the Bruins away with the best thing they could hope for in the opening series of the Sagamore Conference, and that is a split. Did we get a score from?
Yes, we got a score from
Coach Luttimer?
Yes, North won the game 8-2 tonight.
All right, so only one undefeated team as of right now that I have seen in the conference, and that is Lebanon, who is 2-0 after sweeping Western Boone. Looking to see if there's any report from Danville or Frankfort.
I believe Danny told me, don't hold me to this unless we find out, but he said Frankfort beat Danville.
Frankfort beat him again. Hot Dog Baseball on Twitter. They do 6-3. So Frankfort.
Number 34, Mason Cox.
Again, Danville was one of the teams many thought was the favorite. I heard many people say the favorite.
Yeah, they was
to win the conference with Tri-West.
Tri-West, yes.
And Danville falls 6-3 to the Frankfort Hot Dogs. So good start for the Hot Dogs, and they are 2-0. Pitch taken right down the middle by
Cox, isn't it?
This is Cox. Taken by Bennett. 5-6-7 start out the 7th inning. So Owen Bennett takes first pitch for a strike. 0-1 to Bennett. Cox sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. Good cut by Bennett. Count is now 0-2. 6-5 here. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Owen Bennett in the hole, 0-2 to Mason Cox. Fastball taken outside for a ball, runs the count to 1-2. So tonight's game will be the final Cops game of the night. Bennett swings and misses at strike 3 on the curveball. Good curveball there by Mason Cox. Retires Bennett for out number 1.
The designated hitter, Sammy Riddle.
Batter's now senior designated hitter Sammy Riddle. You look out to left field, the wind is blowing out. There's the
straight out
first
left,
pitch
yes.
is through the 5-hole of Derek Wagner for a ball, 1-0. But you look out center field, and that flag's not moving too much. The winds have definitely died down compared to what they were earlier this evening.
Yes, quite a bit.
Riddle takes ball 2. More than likely taking all the way anyway, but definitely will probably at least take this pitch and more than likely the next pitch after that as well. So that is ball 3. Definitely more than, I could almost guarantee he's probably taking at least 2 pitches here. Guarantee he's taking this one as it's 3-0 from Cox to Riddle. Ball 4, he walked him, and I would not be surprised if he gets a pinch runner down at first. Yes, indeed. Here comes Andrew Martin.
Yeah.
Andrew Martin, freshman. Most notably the usual courtesy runner for the Athenians, but he will officially be the pinch runner for Sammy Riddle. The batter is now Cam Saunders. He has a base hit early on, or his last appearance. That pitch is taken outside for a ball. I can guarantee he's taken again until he gets a strike, as is most high school coaches usually have their hitters take a pitch. Pitch taken outside for a strike, much to the chagrin of some of the crowd. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Maybe a little up, but it looked like it. Wagner did a nice job of setting that. That's ball 2, 2-1. Interesting to see what Coach Frode's going to give him the green light here. Get a good pitch to hit here. Again, Cam's due. Cam is due to put a charge into one. I came a couple days early in the off season. The way Cam was swinging the bat, he was putting a couple balls into the gaps on cold days. Where if you get a warmer day, especially with a windy day like today, he might be able to put one over the wall. Takes that pitch. That's a pretty good pitch to take right there on 2-1. You're not going to be able to do much with that. No. Good low outside corner pitch from Cox to Saunders there. Now he's got a battle. 2-2. Andrew Martin on first with 1 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Big spot right here for the junior left fielder for the Athenians against the senior pitcher, Cox from the Bruins. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Ground ball up the middle.
Going to stay down.
It's a really good play by Gooden, but a safe.
Off the bag.
Safe at first. That was a really tough play, but a really good play. Ball is on the second base side of second. I still don't think we have the picture. It doesn't look like we have the picture here, but Gooden fields it on the second base side. Momentum obviously taking him toward first, but Saunders is booking it down the line and hustling down the line and beats out the throw. So runners on first and second now with just 1 out. The batter is the shortstop, Cale McCarty. Coach Ryan Oppie's taking a second here to talk to his defense, calm his defense and his senior reliever down a little bit. Again, this is a team that is mistake prone. They do have a tendency to make some mistakes. So the meeting is now over. The batter again is now Cale McCarty. Again, 1 out. Cam Saunders is at first. Andrew Martin is at second. And here we go. First pitch from Cox is low and in the dirt for a ball. Reiner does a really nice job of making sure that ball doesn't get by him. Again, freshman at second base. He is not going to get himself in trouble, that is for sure.
No way.
There is no place that is worse to be than a young player in the doghouse of Coach Froge.
Right.
Especially when Andrew's more than likely going to be doing quite a bit of courtesy running. That is definitely not a place he wants to be this early on. So we had a shoestring malfunction that had to be taken care of out at shortstop, so that has been rectified. Kind of 1-0 to McCarty, more than likely taking again until he gets a strike here would be my guess. That is accurate as he takes his first pitch strike on the outside corner that runs the count to 1-1. Cox comes set and delivers. Taken low for a ball. Didn't see a reaction from Wagner and Cox. I thought that pitch looked pretty good, but neither one of them really reacted, so it must have been low. Yeah. So count goes to 2-1 here. Let's see if McCarty can put a drive into one here. That is high at the eye, so now it's 3-1. Be curious to see what Coach Froze decides he wants to do with him here. He's going to turn his sophomore loose on 3-1. I like this. He's going to be a guy they're going to have to depend on later in the year, so give him an opportunity right now. Pitch popped up. That's going to hang up just long enough, and it bounces off the glove of Waters. Foul. So the Athenians have new life. And as a pitcher, that frustrates the heck out of me because
do anything.
He is trying to get to that ball, but if I'm expecting him to sprint and do everything I can to catch that ball, and it just bounces off the glove.
Yep.
So big pitch right here from Mason Cox. Full count to McCarty with runners on first and second, just 1 out. Here's the delivery. Fouls it back. Good cut by McCarty. Just missed. Fouled off a really good, tough pitch there on that outside corner. So we'll do it all over again, 3-2. Once again, going down to the wire here for the Athenians here at the Athenian Complex. And another one. This one I think is going to be a little bit easier for Waters. That thing bounced around in his glove a little bit. But he makes the catch for out number 2 as McCarty fouls out to the first baseman Waters. So it's up to the senior, Kate Fitzwater, who is now in center field. Again, runners on first and second. Andrew Martin out at second. Saunders at first, 2 away. Here we go. First pitch. Taken for a strike right down the middle. Count's on 1.
He's going.
Here comes the 0-1 from Cox to Fitzwater. Chops that one down the third baseline, foul. That runs the count 0-2. Six runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Bruins. 5 runs, 11 hits for the Athenians. But the big thing tonight, 5 errors for the Athenians. The 0-2 pitch from Cox to Fitzwater. Fouls that one straight back. Tough pitch there. Fitzwater able to foul it off. Umpire had run out of baseball, so the Athenians give him a couple. Cox and Fitzwater both able to catch their breath. And now we're ready for another 0-2. Cox gets his sign, sets and deals. Strike 3 called. And that will be tonight's ball game.
The final score.
Final score here at Crawfordsville. Tri-West Bruins defeat the Athenians by the final score of 6-5. So both teams, the Bruins and the Athenians, both move to 1-1 in Sagamore Athletic Conference play. The Athenians fall to 5-2 on the season. The Bruins move to 3-1. Again, Mike, the big thing that they'll look at tonight, because you look at the scoreboard, 6 runs on 4 hits, but the big thing that's going to be glaring on the scoreboard tonight, 5 errors.
5 errors.
5 errors, and the walks will also be, obviously the walks are not up there, but the walks are going to be a big part of the discussion going in tonight. And this is, again, this is a really young team.
Yes, very young.
Very young team, starting 2 seniors.
Start 4 sophomores, I believe.
And you look at a lot of the guys on the field. You look, you just go around. Owen Bennett played a lot last year, so has some varsity experience. Right. Austin Warren played 0 varsity last year.
Yeah.
You have Jake Decker, played 0 varsity last year. No, he's not hitting, but he saw 0 varsity. Kel McCarty, same thing, 0 varsity last year. Carson Scott obviously had a solid year as a freshman, so he returns. But there's just a lot of guys who don't have a lot of experience on his team, and really pushed a senior-laden team to the brink of being 0-2. So Tri-West was a little bit more desperate, I think, for this win than the Athenians. But
most definitely.
This is a game that, if you look at this is a game we kind of gave away.
Yes.
Game we definitely gave away. Again, 5 errors, multiple walks.
Walks, yes.
So that'll be something that they'll obviously get fixed and go from there. So a solid night at the plate. Again, 11 hits. 11 hits for the Athenians on the evening. Did a real nice job manufacturing runs. Just left some guys on base. And so the Tri-West Bruins again moved to 1-1, as do the Athenians. They will be tied with North and South, as North beat Southmont 8-2 this evening. Again, the big surprise, Frankfurt.
Over Danville.
Over Danville, 6-3 in tonight's game to go to 2-0. Danville falls to 0-2, and then obviously Lebanon defeating Western Boone 10-0. So Lebanon and Frankfurt, and they play each other next week.
Yes.
So first place in the conference, and they play each other next week. So as far as the conference goes, Lebanon will take on Frankfurt. The Athenians will next be home for a Sagamore Athletic Conference contest on Tuesday as the Western Boone Stars will be in town. But the next broadcast here on YouTube will be Saturday morning, obviously weather permitting. Hopefully Mother Nature will permit the Athenian invite to go on as planned. Your Athenians will host the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights at 10 o'clock here at the Athenian Athletic Complex on Saturday morning, with the Frankfurt Hot Dogs and Franklin Central Flashes in the second game at 12:45. The consolation game will be held at 3, and the championship game will be at 6. Mike, any final thoughts tonight?
No, Tommy, I think you've summed it up really well. You know, the thing with tonight, we got ourselves in trouble a little bit, and we're going to go learn from this. We'll grow with this, and it's just continue to get better.
You know, Tri-West will look. It was a great example last year. Lost both the games to us.
Yeah.
Regular season, but utilized and got better by the end of the year. Ended up going on to win the sectional. So this will be a game I guarantee you that we'll learn from and move on from here.
Yes.
From the Athenian Athletic Complex, beautiful night for baseball. Beautiful, beautiful night. Hopefully Mother Nature has brought spring back to us for the full time, but, you know, Indiana, like I said, Mike has its own set of rules, so we'll see how that goes. For Mike Schubert, this is Tommy Coy signing off. Final score again here from Crawfordsville High School. The Bruins beat the Athenians 6-5.